My name is FAD DO. I work as the Chief Errand Officer for FAD DO Live. We produce concerts, festivals, tours, awards, but we produce from a technical angle. And so I want to share a bit of my work experience in the last 30 years doing this. I've been carrying speakers for a bit, so I'm just here to share my knowledge about event management, event planning, event production. So when Say spoke to me about doing this, I was very excited. Like I said to him, I wanted to pass something on to the next generation. You guys are very, very lucky, because when we started, there was nobody teaching us anything. In fact, the guys who are our supposed mentors and superiors, they didn't listen to us until we became competition, until we started doing stuff that they were doing, and then they paid attention to us. So it's a really great stuff. I'd like to thank the guys at React and everybody who's behind this. So we'll get into it. Why are we here? We're here to speak about event production from my view. Everybody's here because of one thing. There's one general thing that holds everybody together, and that's events. So when there's an event, what first comes is a brief. Yes, I want to have a birthday party, it's a burial, it's a wedding, it's a chieftaincy title coronation, whatever it is, a festival, concert, they're all events. But they just have varying skills, yes? Okay, so all of this is good, yes? All of this is part of what you must take away from that conversation. However, the very first thing that you must understand about any brief, yeah, is the brief itself. Why are they having this party? Do you understand? Why are they having the party? Why is he calling Sonny Ade? Why is he calling Two-Face or the band or whoever it is? Why? It's a burial, it's a wedding, it's a symposium, it's a seminar, it's whatever. So it helps you to determine the next thing, yes? In the next phase. But after you understand the brief, when you understand the why, the when, and the what it's for, then you understand who the client is. It is very important to know who your client is. It's like the holy grail of events itself. If you don't understand the client, if you don't understand the brief, you've made the first two fundamental mistakes. A client might want to have a team building event, and then not understanding the brief, you carry him to, say, a hotel, and you start setting tables, you start doing dinner setting, and all of that. Understanding the brief, why is the client having this event? When do they want to have the event? What is the event about? When you know what the event is about, why the event is being put together, it helps you to, first of all, shape a lot of things in your head. Understanding the client also helps you to further put everything together. So once you've understood this too, if you have any questions here, please note them down. We'll take them in the Q&A session, but let's just quickly go through the very fundamental elements of this event. So the brief, why does the client want to have this event? When? And what's it all about? Yes, you say why and what are almost the same thing. They're not. It's like when you say audience and attendance. What's the difference between audience and attendance? So the audience is the who. The who is coming. Attendance is how many people, how many are coming. So audience, attendance, in relation to the brief and the client, helps you pick the venue. Because when you understand the brief, in the brief is where you get the audience, the client's needs. Yeah? I want to do an event for 7,000 people. I want Davido to perform. I want there to be food. I want to have circus dancers. I want to have flamethrowers. I want to have all of this. Those are the client's needs. The attendance, how many people? These people help you determine the kind of venue that you will go for. Understand the brief, the client, you get all of this out of it. There's the audience who's coming. There's the client needs. There's the attendance, how many people are coming. There's the theme of the event. So this theme helps you determine things like ambience design, decor, So there's a clear distinction between ambience and decor. But we'll get into that. That's like the plenty bones. But theme, ambience and decor. Date. Under date, you're looking at weather. You're looking at holidays. You're looking at what else when you're considering dates? Client needs. How many people do they want? Determines the venue. The venue is dependent on two things. Client's desire to use a certain space, client's budget. Yeah? You can want a hotel, you can want terra culture, you can want wherever. It depends on these people who's coming. It depends on also what the client's needs are and what the client can actually pay for. It helps you also figure out access to the venue. So on that venue, when we're talking about access, we also talk about accessibility. Accessibility talks about how easy it is to load in, set up in the venue. Access is how do I get to React to Office. Venue is a bit tiring because it's like the venue is what the artist will call his canvas when the artist is trying to paint a masterpiece. But if you get this wrong, yeah, this is the essence of everything. This is where everything happens. It happens on the canvas. It happens in that space. If you are not familiar with the venue, if you have not conquered the challenges of the venue, I'll give you an example. Has anybody ever worked at, it's now called Lagos Continental. Has anybody worked there before? Or let me come close to home, Civic Center. You try to use that elevator at the back before that Civic Center. That one for suppliers. That's accessibility. If you get the venue access wrong, venue accessibility wrong, a lot of things can and will go wrong for you. People will not come to your event on time. You cannot start shooting your event at 6 o'clock. You will wait till 8:30 before they come in. If you can't get into the venue on time, your setup time is delayed drastically. So like they say in film production, it is garbage in, garbage out. So how do you get around this whole venue problem? You ask a lot of stupid questions. When can we get into the hall? When does your power go off? Can we walk overnight? What access do we have to the elevators? Who else is sharing the elevator? There's a long list of questions that you must ask. How do you run your events? Do we have to bring our own generator? Do we have to supply our own power for setup? How long do you have? How booked is this venue? Yes? When you're choosing a venue for an event, you have to ask a lot of stupid questions around access to that venue. Because if, for example, you want to do a setup that is very elaborate and you need 10 days, or you need 5 days, or you need 3 days, and the venue that you have gone to book, say your event is on the 21st. Venue, Echo Hotel. Event style, banquet dinner. Expected number of guests, 2,000 people. All of them A1 to B2. That's the demography, Abi? However, a hotel is booked from 1st December till 20th, or let's say 19th, even let's come close to home, 19th, but they don't close out at the event until maybe 4 a.m. on the 20th. It's like writing a what do you call those things on the board, all those something equation, all those maths equations on the board. If X is Y, find C. Find the C in this problem here now. The client insists on using a hotel. You can't get 2 days of setup. You can't get 48 hours to put everything together for them. This means you have only one option: excellence. You know it is June. You know it is July. You know it is August. It will rain in Lagos. And then you now book an event outdoor, no canopy, no rain plan, no nothing. Sometimes you say that it's the client that wants it, but your job And I'm saying all of that to say this. Your job to solve that problem that we had earlier on, your job as the event planner, as the professional, is to advise. It is not every job. Let me say this again. It is not every job that you must say yes to. Even if you're Superman. Even if it is possible. What I didn't hear when people were introducing themselves earlier on was this. We started doing this because of... That's why we don't have money yet. But we did it because of passion. However, passion should not be over... The voice of passion should not be louder than the voice of reason and professionalism. There's a way to do everything that we're doing. And so, going back to the beginning again, the brief, the client, there's some of them that are very, very difficult. Because they did it somewhere and somebody did it that way, they want you to do it. You are not those other people. Maybe they should call those other people. This is me in my older years speaking. However, if you come across that kind of situation, the best situation is to collaborate. Like I said, say give me only 1 hour, 30 minutes. We can be here for the whole week. Yes? But let's just touch the basics. The client, the brief, the client, the venue, what's next? What's next is the design and the layout for the event. You've seen the space, you've seen your canvas. Now you begin to put ink here, stencil there, this there, this there. So what's next after that is, so we have the brief, the client, the venue, event design, and layout. Because of who the client is, yes, it determines a lot of other things. For example, the food, the seating arrangements, the decor, the ambience, all of those things. What I will want as Fado is not what Joan will want, because her father is a billionaire. There are different things. What Babs wants to have a party for his guys in Ojo Elegba and call Vector and all of those people. Say wants to call Kenny G, do you understand what I'm saying? So these two things, the client and who is coming, also helps determine a lot of things in the event design and the layout. All of this will help you now say, okay, let's call Demola for special effects. Let's call, say, React to come and record. We're doing live stream. We're doing this. What kind of MC should we call? Because it's for small people, it's for big boys, it's for small boys. Let's call Kenny Black because he's from Egbeda, or let's call Alibaba because they are VI people. Ask all these questions. What will happen? Oh yeah, so what always happens a lot of times when the client has a brief is, I just want to do party. It's now left to you to come up with the elements to flesh it up. Do you understand? I want to eat. What do you want to eat? Food. Okay, so I can give you rice with plantain, with some pomo, beef, turkey, egg, beans, you know, the whole works. Or I can just give you amala with begri and ewedu with goat meat. Very, very easy. Do you get what I'm saying? The venue also helps you streamline your ideas. I want to bring somebody from the roof. If you are W bar, it's possible because their roof opens. Eco Hotel, their roof doesn't open. So those ideas are not... We'll get to the place where we talk about smart ideas very soon, yes? Sometimes in trying to impress our clients, we always tell them that we can bring Michael Jackson back from the dead. They'll come and perform. I remember sometime, I think it was in 2008 or 9, Guinness Nigeria was turning 50, or was it 150? Can't remember. And so because of that, their logo, the harp thingy, you know, we suggested, it was a very good brainstorming session. We were all very, very happy that they will get a female harp player. The strength of the drink, the brand is very male, masculine. The contrast of the female playing the harp. It was so exciting. So I go and look for a female harp player now. That's where the problem started. The first phone call we put through was like, first of all, people that play the harp in the world are not plenty. Then you're now looking for a female harp player. Safe to say that the client was now hounding us to execute that solid idea that won us the pitch. We'll get to smart ideas at some point in time. So event design and layout, while we're here, let's just speak about it. So what does SMART mean? So when we talk about SMART ideas, so they're specific. They're measurable. They're achievable. Above all things, they should be achievable, realistic, and time-bound. So I will do this, or you could just do something. No, I'm going to bring this person from this place to this place. It will happen between so and so time. The person will play, the female harp player will play in the lobby between 6 and 8 when they are doing arrivals and cocktails. Yes? So you are specific about it, there's a time frame for it. It's not hard to say, I'll get back to you on that. It's the one thing that we didn't learn for a very long time. Oh yeah, Alishi. Amashi. Amamo. And then you now start calling, say, John let me call that guy on that side. Then it becomes a very big issue. It's the mantra of the industry. Just get into the door. It's like they always say, the reminisce anthem. First of all, enter inside the door. Then when you get there, it's not the right room, no. It has to be smart. It sounds like a very easy thing to say. But if all of these things don't come together, don't put it on the table. We achieve them at the end of the day. But bear in mind, every time you promise a client something, with regards to the event design. Okay, so let me say this here now. The only stupid question is the question you didn't ask. Always think about it that way. Oh, and I almost thought about it, and I wanted to ask that question. No, ask it. Look like the fool in the room. Unfortunately, there are like 20 other fools like you in the room. They're not going to ask that question because they're afraid of looking bad in front of the client. I always ask. You know, I remember some wedding years ago, very high profile wedding, and they had gone on and about how it was supposed to be a 2,000 people wedding, and they'd given out just 2,000 IVs. And I asked the client, the father of the bride, how many IVs did you give out? He said no, but in the middle, let it soften. I don't soften or let me go by mouth. The event planner was preparing for 2,000 people, minus daddy's word of mouth. Those are the stupid questions, yeah, that we need to ask. Who is coming? How many people are coming? It's not based on invitations only. Always ask those extra questions, because curveballs will always come from left field. I said to say the other day, I'm writing a book, and it's called, Are You the Event Planner? Because it's the general Nigerian question. When somebody is looking for who has messed up their day, they don't want me to, excuse me, are you the event planner? Are you the event planner? They want to hold somebody responsible for the screw up. Clients are varying, and their needs are like the size of their shoes. I want this, he wants that, they want this. Your job is in all of those their requests to design a masterpiece for them. It's like saying to somebody, the program of the day. Say, no, there's nothing, no, let them just come, daddy will say something, pastor will preach, and then we'll just go. It is not an insult to say that clients don't know what they want when they come to you as an event planner. It is not something to deride them on. They actually don't know what they want, but they look at you as the event planner to show them the direction to all of these things, to help them with all of these decisions. And then sometimes when you suggest 1 to 4, you have triggered something in them. However, when they come back with those lists, it is still you that will cut it down to item 1 till you get to 7, which must be menu. Put at the back of your mind, I will send some synopsis on things to look out for when you're at the venue that are very, very important. Power. Power is, as much as the venue is everything, power is everything else. Power is a 2-day conversation. Getting the power right. Arm yourself with a lot of connections in the industry. Not connections as like, I know that person, no. You must have a vendor database that is expansive. But I should be able to give my clients option A, A1, A, B, A2, A4, you know, like that. I can't afford this person, or I'm not comfortable with this person. I should be able to, from where you're sitting. And even if you can't solve the problem, you just tell your client, what? I'll get back to you on. It's not so hard. Are we good? So let's go back before we get to the budget. The brief. Why, when, what? Who is coming? What does the client want to see? How many people are coming? What colors? What's the theme? Fuchsia pink, onion gold, whatever. The date. Now, the ultimate attribute of an event planner. The ultimate attribute that you should have as an event planner. Attention to detail. It is June, it will rain in June. It is July, it will rain in July. People are going to come for this event. So, the brief, the client, the venue, the event design, and now we're on the budget. There's a lot that we have skipped here. We skipped power. We've skipped HSC, which is one of the things that we're really advocating for, health and safety. So there's so many things that we left out here, so many things that are inside this conversation. We've gone to see the venue. We have an idea of what the client wants in our head. We've done our design and the layout. The client has picked the vendors. Now we go to the budget. Understand that, first of all, your job as an event planner is to help the client save ₦1. Help them save ₦1 on every 50 kobo. This is the reason why they hire people. Not because you know you've been on CNN, you're on YouTube, you have a channel, you have a blog post. No. The reason why they should hire you is because you're helping them save ₦1 on every 50 kobo. And not just that, you're delivering wow as you do so. What I hate to hear is, Shebi, I told you that the budgets cannot take it. That's what they paid. That's what they paid us. You heard in the beginning that this is what they have. Why did you take the job? If it's going to disturb your delivery on excellence, don't take it. If it's the money that is the problem, why are you here? We're not doing that because of the money. If you cannot do this for the client and still deliver this, then there's no reason being here. Yeah? So in your budget, what are you looking at? You're looking at best suppliers at the best rates. It might not be the most popular ones that are the best suppliers, yeah? But the best rates, best service. So your budget, best service, best rates. In recent times, we found out that a lot of suppliers have not been giving their best services to event planners. So what is the way out from that? That's another conversation for another day. But before we move forward, I like people to ask me questions about what is here now. I couldn't have just been talking and there's no question. I must have said something wrong somewhere.
Yes.
Okay, go on.
All right. I want to ask, you've mentioned a couple of things that are very important to, that if they are not there, the event would ultimately fail. But what are the key factors that decides that this particular event has been a success? What is that one thing, or maybe it's more than one, that decides that this event that we've done is a success? Okay.
Well, if it's Yoruba wedding, if everybody has eaten and the event is a success. Do you understand? The event is a success. However, the primary criteria to understand whether the client is the client, where all the needs met. The client's criteria for judging you is, did we meet our objectives? Yes, we tried to do an annual general meeting for all our shareholders. Were they present? Yes. Did they all get their gift packs? Yes. Did they all get this? Did they all get this? If all of that is in check and the client has said to you, you have done a great job, I don't think anything else matters. An event succeeding And this is me not throwing any sub at anybody. It's not when the event planner is running up and down, and then they are seeing them, and then afterwards, social media has a record of them being busy. No. The success of an event is when this client's needs, the objectives of the event have been met. That's what the objective of the goal of the event is. So long as these needs are met. And one of the needs is that the audience is satisfied. Not brother was you that didn't eat 10 plates of rice or drank 10 bottles of whatever now. It is that the client says, oh, everything that I needed to happen, happened. If it's about the money, I'd have gone since. I'd have left since. I'd have gone to do something else. I'll probably be doing fish pond or I'll be doing farming or something. I'm not joking, because if you look at it realistically, you're there for 5 days and then the artists come for 25 minutes and they've paid them, it's not even times 100. The ratio is ridiculous. Sometimes times 1,000 of what you have earned for doing times 1,000 more of what they've done. It's just that you don't have a hit track. Yeah? Your passion, it will fulfill you eventually. A lot of people, you're not doing it because you're hungry. And this is no disregard to anybody's trade. A lot of people are doing what they're doing presently right now because it is hunger driven. They're trying to get out of hunger or get out of poverty. But the guys, those of us who have been passionate about this thing for the longest period, it will pay off. My friend didn't know how to drive. Passion, he bought a car and he faced Lagos. And in 2025, he's standing right here and he's doing this masterclass for everybody. It's passion. I'm talking about Say. Say didn't know how to drive when he was driving to Lagos. He just faced Lagos. I've never seen anybody more passionate about anything like that. I have a friend who, right now, she manages one of the biggest artists in the world. She sold everything she had. She bought a camera and came to look for T.Y. Bello in Lagos. And on that day, she bumped into the person that her life has. Your passion will drive you. And it might drive you crazy if you're not careful. It's hard. I mean, especially when you are in an environment where there's no enablement like Nigeria, you know. But things like this that React is doing, that the guys at Strike Force are doing, we're giving back. It's about to be our time. Those of us who are backstage, it's about to be our time. At least we now drive better cars, we live in better houses, as against 10, 15 years ago where there was a big disparity. And like we said the other day when we were talking about it, if you don't measure, if you don't level up, they're not going to offer you what they're offering these guys, or a bit of it. You know, you can't keep complaining about not getting the fruits of your labor when you have not invested in that particular labor. What are you doing to harness what books have you read? What seminars have you attended? What sessions have you attended? What events have you not gone to enjoy? I'll tell you a story. In 2008 or 9, my friend and I, we had worked in the industry for about 7-10 years at the time, and we had already thought that, we were already there in the industry, and then somebody offered us an unpaid internship. Yeah? Unpaid internship to go on tour with 2 bands. The proud black man in me would have said no. Yeah? But I went. I took the internship just because there was learning involved and there was something that was going to add to my passion to make it very professional so that I can come home and become whoever. I would have said no. What do they want to teach me? I know everything. I've done this show. I've done that show. I've done that show. Yeah? But don't just sit down and wait on your passion. Fire it. Develop it. Get better at it. They'll start paying for it. Thank you very much. I had a great time.